So Deepa, like we talked about in our previous sessions, right? There's a lot of talk about digital twins, GenAI, and so on. What is your take on digital twin, and how do you see that playing into our space?
It's a very interesting question you talked there, Alok, because digital twins is like spoken about a lot. But I want to take you a step back to a pre-digital twin era, which is happening today, which is the AI era, right?
Okay.
So when you talk about AI and AI in operations, AI is about learning. You have tons of data of different shapes and types, right? And you want to derive patterns about it, look at what happened in the past so that you can predict what can happen in the future.
So leverage ML and then go into AI.
And then move into AI ops, right? So that sort of a thing. And then take one step forward to say then also do preventive assurance. So you don't want to wait for it to fail. Already what can I do? So that services never fail. The zero touch world of reaching zero trouble, right? So that's for me AI. When you come to digital twin, first question is why digital twin? So while AI could predict what the network could do, it doesn't predict the impact it will have on your operations.
True.
So for me, digital twin is going to be a simulation way by which I can simulate a situation, analyze what can happen, troubleshoot, and derive recommendations on what I need to perfect my operations. So let me take you through three use cases I foresee for digital twin.
That was way too much. So yeah, if you can.
I should have known when I started. Okay, so for me, first is about running what-if analysis. So there can be different situations the networks can fail. And the operators today cannot actually go pull every link in the network or make every network function down to figure out.
That'll be expensive.
But it will be expensive and even not feasible in many cases, right? What is going to be the impact on my service experience because my network could fail? Because right now you have unplanned maintenance windows, and outages is the common term, which is a scary nightmare for most operators today.
Agreed.
So digital twins will help you to do that what-if simulation to figure out the impact on your operations. Point number one.
Correct.
Second is an angle where it will help them reduce the risk of their operations. For example, if you are planning to run or launch a new service, plan on your digital twin first. Do your feasibility checks and see whether the service is going to be successful. Is the capacity enough? Do I have the traffic conditions suitable to launch a service in the future? I'm going to have a Taylor Swift concert in downtown Helsinki at Friday this week. Can I do that?
So you're saying I don't need a bunch of maintenance windows to figure out if this will work or not work, and how do I make it work?
Not just that of course, plus to also not launch the service, wait for every day to see is it okay, should I fine tune my service again and again. You plan on your digital twin first. So I see it as a twin first approach to operations. So I'm not done yet, I have my third use case coming, right? The third use case is on the customer experience side. So the way I see it is, for a given a problem, there are multiple ways you can resolve that problem.
Right.
So you typically iterate over, run the first automation scenario or your solution, figure out it works, trial and error, run the second one again. Now you will run all these different automation scenarios for your problem statement on your digital twin, build a knowledge base, then and find out which is the optimum one to solve that particular contextual problem. So that when the problem actually happens in the real network, you have a knowledge base which you can refer to and apply the right solution the first time and get your problem solved.
So you're basically saying I can use my digital twin for a what-if analysis. I can use it for even doing planning exercises without creating maintenance windows. And I can actually do almost like a next best action for my networks to see what I need to do to be able to achieve the autonomy or always on service that we've been talking about in our previous videos.
You're a fast learner, I don't need a digital twin of you. Okay, but you made fun of GenAI in the first of our video series.
I did.
So how do you see GenAI on a more serious note in operations?
See, so to me, everybody talks about GenAI, right? Because that's the new kid on block or new kid in town. But honestly, it's not about GenAI or even LLM ops. It is how it all works together, right? So like I learned right now from you, you have the AI ops that allows you to infer.
Correct.
Right? Tells you, in fact, even predicts what could happen.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And then you use the digital twin to plan things out and say, if something like this happens, what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But somebody has to do the work as well.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of work that needs to go in making that happen so that you're closing the loop.
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of activity.
Yeah.
GenAI brings in the capability where it can actually create data sets. It can create flows. It can create workflows, right? If you take that GenAI and marry that with the digital twin that you just said, marry that with the AI ops that we've been talking about, bring them all together, you certainly have found a cost-effective way and a very fast way of starting to wrap things around and truly get the closed loop to truly provide the autonomous operations that we need. Right? I think it's almost the last piece of that puzzle that was coming, that was waiting for us, I guess, that was missing, that we're bringing it together to truly get our autonomous operations in place.
No, you actually said something brilliant, right? You said
sometimes.
Also. So GenAI is actually generative in the way in which you run autonomy of the future, bring more autonomy into operations so that you auto-generate data, auto-generate resolution workflows, maybe infer intents, possibly to then capture business requirements in plain English and then translate it in a way the networks understand.
Yeah, it's basically taking out human work from there and trying to simplify it and truly making the networks autonomous. So when people talk about autonomous networks, you can truly get the networks to become autonomous at the service layer through autonomous operations when you bring AI ops, digital twin, and LLM ops, GenAI, together and work on it on both the legacy side of the house as well as the new side of the house to bring the whole picture together.
So human-led to system-led operations with human control with autonomous operations.
There you go.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Sure.